Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Thursday night, another Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorst of Macias Insurance. Another sea shanty sing-along already underway down at Morrison's Irish Pub. We got the fall market with Lauren Waters. The food truck lot, the open mic at 9 o'clock at Raging Cajun tonight. Piano night down at Conservatory from 7 to 9. Cross the line at Fast Eddie's until 10. Kevin Gruen up at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville until 9. Mike Sonderegger out at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville until 9. And Dan and Sean at Deutz from 7 to 11 tonight down at Pontoon Beach. Mo Pleasure underway down at Patrick's in Granite City until 9. Eric Lysott doing the pizza place, Pavia's in Granite City, 7 to 10. Crystal Lady down at Old Herald in Collinsville from 7 to 9. And Danny Gallagher underway at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey until 8:30. And, of course, Experience Live Music Row. Big Pen.
Yeah, that's
still.
That is a pretty nice Thursday evening on our side of the river.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. Everybody get out and do something. Don't sit around and say there's nothing to do. That's all I'm saying. Don't want to hear it. So another Thursday evening, and a beautiful Thursday evening, might I say. And,
for sure.
And we have a couple of beautiful guests with us this evening. Beautiful ladies, beautiful souls. They are guardians of our river, I'm going to say.
For real.
And this is, well, you know, I mean, it's got that superhero feel. Like you should have your own comic book, The Guardians of the River. You know, what's that?
A cape.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I've worn a cape a few times. Yeah, pretended to be Ronnie James Dio when I absolutely wasn't. You know, I don't know.
We're going to put up a couple of statues on the river in the future for him, right? Like Our Lady of the Rivers or whatever that statue is, right?
Are like our new statues. It's going to be coming.
That's right.
It's going to be coming.
Miles Davis made a trumpet.
Miles Davis made out of trumpets. You're going to be able to see it from space, man. It's going to be like the Great Wall of China. Anyway. So we have Christine and Sarah returning to the show for, I don't know, however many years we've been doing this show. We've probably had them on. I don't even know how long we've been doing this show. But this has got to be, what, the 18th, 19th? 18th annual Earthtones Festival.
So half that time for us.
Yeah, we're on about our 9th year.
Going in number 9.
There you go. Man.
We're older than them.
Wow.
I don't hear that very often. I'm going to be honest. So, 18th Annual Earthtones Festival. Now, for those who don't understand what the Earthtones Festival is, it's a big party on Saturday night. Yes. It's going to be at the amphitheater, but it's really a celebration. It's supposed to be sort of the prize for cleaning up the river. You spend the day, like in the early days, you would spend the day out cleaning up the river, and in the evening there would be a party, and everybody who helped clean the river would come, but also other people would come who just went to party, and they might not have understood what it was exactly about. However, as years go on, you correct me if I'm wrong, the party got really big.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the story as to why we ended up not having the cleanup on MEF morning is because Christine had a trip to the emergency room because of, something that happened getting on and off the boats and stuff. And that's the day that we went, it's too much to do both of those things on the same day.
There you go.
You don't need to do a tetanus shot and a festival all on the same day.
And,
I thought you always got a tetanus shot when you went to festival.
That makes sense.
Well, and we figured while we have those thousands of people who care about the river gathered together, it would be a good time to sign them up to come back the next Saturday and do the cleanup. So.
Yes.
So Saturday after Mississippi
So now
Earthtones.
I was going to say, so now it has been separated to where the party happens this Saturday, this coming Saturday. It will be down at the amphitheater. Ahna showing off. What time she start?
She kicks things off at noon.
Right at noon. After that, Aaron, Kamm, and the One Drops. And of course, Jake's Leg finishing it off. Jake's Leg has been your band for 17 of the
Almost
18
all
years.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Gordo.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Gordo is in between each of those bands.
Absolutely.
That was our solution to dead air. We thought, well, the bands need to change over, so why not just go ahead and set up Gordo's rig off to the side a little bit, and he can entertain everybody for the hour it takes for the changeover to happen.
Absolutely.
And entertainment is exactly what it is.
And if you are unfamiliar with Gordo or Jake's Leg or Aaron Kamm or Ahna showing off, any of them, Gordo alone is worth coming down for, because you can watch this one guy build a song in front of you, and I guess next to Keller Williams, he's like the best looper I've seen.
So busy. He's back there just busy the whole time.
Since James Brown passed away, I think he's the hardest working man in show business.
I loved when he started calling himself the one-man, 10-piece band, because that about wraps it up.
He's so good at what he does, and just a great guy. Me and Jason go way back like car seats. And always happy when he
Even though he didn't know he was in town.
I feel bad.
Just saying, we have a recording to prove it.
He didn't call me any more than I called him. So you know what I
He's
mean.
way too busy.
He is a busy man. I talk to him when he manages to get home in Phoenix every now and again. We'll chit chat on the phone, but he's on the road constantly.
He's at Bluff City Grill on Friday night.
Man.
Didn't you have a big party with him one time down there?
At Bluff City Grill? Oh, we did, yeah.
We were all hanging outside by his van.
Yeah, it was
which is a real cool van, by the way.
It was out.
I don't know if he still has it.
It wasn't in Bluff City Grill. It was outside between the buildings there. And, that was, man, it was... he had a great band.
Oh, the whole family band. I was
he
there that night.
He had a great band where the kids got up and played. There was a Harvest Moon, and they played Neil Young's Harvest Moon. And I had such a good time that night. But Jason's just a great person and great. So you noon. Ahna Shonoff's going to kick off the party. What time how long is she going?
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2, so she's got 2 solid hours there. She's got a band with her.
The Couch Burners.
The Couch Burners.
Right.
I am unfamiliar with the Couch
Me
Burners.
She's good enough solo, but boy, I can't wait to see her with a whole band built around her. Yeah,
I've seen her solo, and I've seen her with just like Alex playing drums with her. I've seen her with a few different incarnations, but
and we burned on a lot of couches.
I have burned many couches just by sitting on them.
On the couches.
A couple of picnic tables I burned on, so there you go. So she'll go noon to 2. Then, of course, Jason Gordon going to be set up right next to him. So as soon as she's done, within minutes,
we do our Conservation Confluence Awards.
Well,
at 3 o'clock.
And so let's talk. Well, we'll go through the bands real quick. So she's going to play, then Gordo will play, and then what time's Aaron Kamm start?
3 to 6.
So 3 to 6, Aaron Kamm goes. Then again, another hour of Jason, and then. So 6 to 7 will be Jason again, and then 7 until
10.
Until 10. 3 hours of Jake's Leg. Sure, there'll be a little break in there, maybe some drums, because there's some pretty special things being set up where the sound crew's going to have to bring extra microphones or something like that. I don't know.
And our sound crew is going to be in charge of our halftime music. So are you thinking on what our set list is going to be?
I've got some questions for you that we're going to answer after this show that include things of this nature.
All right.
We've got a small list of off-air questions we're going to talk about.
We're not having a band meeting right here like we've had in the past. We've had band meetings.
We've had
band fights.
We've had band meetings break out in the middle of the show. Band fights break out. I've antagonized a few of the band fights. I'll be honest.
A few wrestlers you threw out of here. I'm just saying.
I still feel bad about that. Anyway.
The judge has never been back either.
I know, and I like the judge. The judge is a nice guy. I didn't mean to hurt him. He's supposed to be a professional athlete, man.
He He got up and goes, "Get this on camera. I'm bleeding." That's wrestlers.
Hopefully your
for you.
insurance covered that.
Yeah, it used
Wrestlers
to.
don't need insurance.
And then we had to get Matt Van Voris after that, and he took care of it also.
Judge, if you're out there, I'm sorry.
We apologize on his behalf.
You were a professional wrestler. You should have had me down on the ground and whooped me. I know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Moving on from regrets. So there you go. That is the band lineup, and what an amazing lineup! This is going to be a stellar year. Although I will say, last year, Maddie Shell.
Oh, she
Yes.
knocked it out of the park, didn't she?
Wonderful.
I mean, first of all, not only can the girl just sing like nobody's business, but that band she had was down. Oh, like Charlie
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah, we
Still
got to
watch
have her
videos
in.
from last year of her. She's just great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw her sing a little bit after that, where it was the Almond Betts reunion. I'm telling you what, 5 girls took that stage and sang, and hands down, I thought she was the best singer. They were all great singers, but the one girl was perfectly in tune and beautiful, but I didn't believe a word of it. I don't think she believed what she was saying. You know what I mean? There was nothing. She was just singing. You know, but Maddie, you believe her. You
Comes from
believe
down
she
deep. It
she
does.
means it. And I will say this: there was one of the girls that was hands down the best guitar player. She wasn't the best singer. Maddie was. You know. But anyway, but Ahna, Gordo, Aaron Kamm, Gordo, Jake's leg. Holy crikey!
Kicked it up a notch this year a little bit.
Fantastic lineup.
Crikey! It's gonna be fantastic, and this is free.
Yes.
This is free.
People
So-
are really commenting on our Facebook posts going, is this really free? Are there additional tickets to see the bands or anything like that? And we have to keep reiterating, free parking, free admission, free everything.
However, you should do your civic duty while you're there. If you're going down, I'm going to party, I'm going to roll and watch these bands and have a good time, walk around and get the information that's out there. Learn about our river and our environment, because in addition to the following week, people going out in boats and literally cleaning up the river, there is a wealth of information next Saturday down at the amphitheater. It's going to be mixed in with vendors of all types.
Yep.
So there will be food vendors, there will be drink vendors, including, I'm going to say, Old Beer Bakery, which
Our own Earthtones IPA.
which will be serving Earthtones
Amazing.
IPA. This is a first.
It is.
This is pretty cool.
Exciting collab. We were very over the moon
Yes.
about it.
First of all, super excited. I mean, Bluff Brewery was here right after the Civil War, as far as I know. So they've been brewing beer in this town for a long time. But there was also a big stagnant period where a lot of people were doing, you knew people who were doing microbrews, but you didn't have any real beer out of Alton. And now, not only do we have an awesome brewery, they're making a beer for
And it's all
Earthtones.
organic. All of their beers are
nice.
organic.
It's so exciting to have stuff like that in our town. When Nick, the owner of the station, got My Mix 94.3, how cool to have a music station out of our little city. You know what I mean? Because all the years growing up, we had 88 or 89.9. We had WLCA, but it doesn't shoot very far off campus, and you never knew year to year what was going to happen with that station exactly. So it's just so cool to see, because there's such a great art and music community in this town. And me and Dennis started discovering 9 years ago. The best way we could kind of summarize it quick was there were all these little circles within the music community, and we wanted to make it more like an Olympic symbol. Start overcrossing these circles, and then soon we can just have one big circle, where we're all working together toward the same goal.
I feel like we're there. I mean, watching what Hope and Drew do for Rock the Hops is amazing.
I was just having this discussion with Jared Humphrey down at the Music Exchange a few weeks ago. How
New guitars for Billy Nelson.
yeah, absolutely. And I will say to any musicians out there, for the first time ever, I had him set up a guitar for me, and he did fantastic. plays like butter. Now I just got to learn how to play. I've got a really good playing guitar. Now I just got to learn, so half the battle, right? Anyway, just giving Jared a big plug there. But me and him were discussing how great, that is, and how many great things there are going on in this community, including Cooliverse, who I'm sure is going to be playing a part in Earthtones once again.
Nice
I'm
segue.
hoping.
Jared is actually rolling his street piano that lives in front of Alton Music Exchange down to the festival, so we can all paint it up all day. So that's a really cool
Design
feature.
what's going to be sitting out on Broadway for the whole next year.
That is awesome.
But yes, the Cooliverse is bringing a brand new, gigantic installation that's just going to blow your mind.
It's like a water-powered record player with like a waterfall feature involved.
wow,
It's over the top.
I gave him a trailer to transport it on, and I'm still looking for the title. If you're out there, Mike, I'll find it any day. I promise. Anyway, he
Spilly Nelson down at Deutz on Saturday, by the way.
there you go, man. So we we've got such a great art community, and you are going to be having a collaboration of quite a bit of this happening, where you have the bands. You have all this information, and there's going to be booths to inform you about the river. Learn about what? Tell me what's going to be down there.
So it's our River Day is how this festival started.
Yes.
And that was then Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn's idea to really celebrate every waterway within the state of Illinois. And they gave you an option of whether you could do conservation, recreation, or education. And Sarah and I got together and decided we're doing all three. All of it.
You know
And
what? I love your attitude.
Once the state's program kind of fell away, we did change the name to be ours, to be the community hours. And so in keeping with that, we do have 27 educational booths that'll be down there. And most all of them are very heavy on conservation and family-friendly events. So those booths, along with all of our other art booths and the food and drinks.
And just regular vendors, craft
They'll
vendors,
all be there.
anything you want.
Right.
Now, all the artists, we really kind of curate the most environmentally friendly artists. So on their registration form, they have to tell us what all they do to be earth friendly. So they kind of spell everything out, and we pick the best of the best.
Yes, we actually do have to turn some away, and we just hope that next year they get a little bit more thoughtful and come forward and change their their lineup.
I do nothing but spray paint, and I just spray paint the air.
Fail.
Can I get? What? What?
That's a way fail.
I thought for sure that was the answer.
We could put you on the performance stage in the Jacoby Arts Center zone.
We do have live paintings happening in the Jacoby Art Zone.
Awesome.
While
There
the
you
music
go.
is going on.
Nice.
Yes.
There you go. And again, so many artists. Cooliverse being one of them. Who he's going to have this huge thing that you were talking about.
Yes.
This huge structure. He does not believe in building anything small.
He does not. He only thinks big.
Yes. I'm sure is he going to have the big backdrop up again?
Well, the backdrop's changed slightly. We're going to actually have a real green room for the artists this year, and so those will probably. Part of
walls.
They'll be the walls basically for that. Along with that, of course, we have Jacoby Arts, which has their entire fun little art zone. They've got booths themselves. They've got Jules with her perspective murals. She's making 3 gigantic murals all about the river and its critters.
And it's critters.
Nice.
Yes.
And there's
So
like a sound
you might be
bath
part of
going
that.
on stage and a dance performance. I mean, they really went all out. They've been really. This is we open our arms wide and say, "You got something to perform or paint or decorate or whatever." We just find a way to build it in.
Except the air. You can't just paint the air.
We will have, besides the piano that you can paint,
Yes.
there will be the Ride Finder's van that you can paint with pens, marker pens. And then we also have the McCoupin Art Collaborative. They're bringing their art bus. So in and of itself, it's adorable. It's an amazing creative space, but they're going to have all sorts of activities for
And tell me, what is the art bus?
It's kind of like a mobile art center, basically.
Okay.
They take it
It's
to
an art
schools
studio
and
on wheels.
events and
Well,
stuff.
I didn't know if we get to paint the bus
No,
itself.
you get to paint the Ride Finders van, and then
okay.
in the art bus they'll have actual activities going on.
I make and take stuff.
Yes.
I'm just going to paint people.
Right.
I'm just going to walk around painting
We
people.
do have a face painter, so you can come down and get glittered up and everything.
I'm going to get glittered up.
Staying on the side of the river.
Also, let's talk about the Riverbend Yarn Bombers installation this year. You know, they always go all out and create something super cool and whimsical for the event. This time around, they did Granny's Greenhouse. So it is an actual, like, freestanding structure that you can enter and pass through, all with knit and crochet, and a whole Granny's garden around it, too. So it is going to be like a whole portal into the
Into the yarn
fountain
world.
area.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you spend too much time in there, you will start dreaming of yarn worlds. I promise you, if you look at yarn too long, it will happen.
We do have 24 different booths that will have kids' activities. So from 12 to 6 is more of the family time. Come and do all, more of the educational booths
got a
while
passport,
everything else
go
will
around and
be
get all
there.
your stamps.
But yeah, you'll get a passport, and then we always do a prize at the very end, a drawing. You only have to get a certain number of those. You don't have to go to all 24.
Right.
It might be a little bit overwhelming. But then after that, it does kind of turn into an evening, more adult scene, if you will.
Yeah. The party
Yes.
kicks off a little bit more, kicks into high gear, we'll say. And man, so and again, though, to really bring it back to the point of all of it is it started as River Day, and it started as hey, look, we're cleaning the river, and afterwards we're gonna have a party for everyone who cleans the river. So. Look, I saw what was happening down there last year, man. I went to the top of the hill in the middle of Jake's Leg. There was a lot of people there.
You're rocking and rolling.
And I understand that a lot of these people, you have something already to do the following weekend. Hey man, I'm just here for the party, But really, you should consider coming out the next weekend or at least finding out the information and seeing, hey, is there anything I can do, even if I don't want to get on a boat, because man, there is plenty. I've walked the riverfront, and it is amazing with a big garbage bag, and it takes minutes to fill a huge garbage bag. It's sad, and not only that, you can turn around and walk back, and somehow someone's already thrown something out in the area that you just cleaned.
At Trinity's booth, Trinity's Way, will have a booth there, and they'll probably have information about their cleanups. They always do a fantastic job.
And that is those are the cleanups that I have walked that riverfront with and picked stuff up.
Good segue, by the way, because I was sitting here thinking about when we had Trinity's Way on for their festival, and we come up with the revelation that if you're one of those people that threw trash out, and they came and picked it up, then you should show up and make a fat donation just for them picking your trash up.
Yes. Now, I will say my wife goes and picks up trash, and sometimes I will drive by and chuck a soda can at her just because it's fun. She's going to pick it up. It's fine.
Poor wife.
So the last couple of years, we've gone up to Grafton. But they just had an incredible situation last week where Living Lands and Water, Chapter Garacki and his crew came over from the Ohio River, where they've been doing most of their cleanups lately, and they did the whole Grafton area. So we're going to go below the lock and dam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's
the load-in place is actually in West Alton. But
is a little
the
further
river knows
south.
no boundaries.
Oh,
Yes.
well, the ocean is its boundary.
Yes.
The spring in the ocean, we'll say.
And we should note that we've picked up just about 50 tons of trash at MEF cleanups to date. And really, when they were scouting, our area is so much better than it had been in the past that we're having to branch out and look for other areas. So, that's the goal. We're trying to work ourselves out of a job here.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
That would be beautiful to do, but I find it hard to believe because you walk out on Ellis Island or Ellis Bay over there, and you're like, how did this even get here? You have to remind yourself there are floods and things that can, because sometimes you're just like, there's no way somebody carried this over here to get rid
Their
of it.
refrigerator.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's downstream. So a watershed, anywhere you throw it out in the watershed, it's eventually going to lead down to the river.
Yeah. Climbing up the hill there, where the caves. The Paisaw Park is. Couldn't think of. You're halfway up the hill and suddenly there's a tire and you're like, nobody carried a tire up here to get rid of it. No, they chucked it over the top. But at first I'm confused. Yes. Like, who would do this? Who would carry a tire all the way up here? This is crazy.
I would say the first 7 or 8 years, those are the kind of things we found. That we really would find parts of trucks. And
absolutely.
There were a lot of cabins that were out on the federal islands that are no longer allowed, but spring flood of 93 came along and started washing those down. So I literally picked up a motorcycle, but it was like tire, axle, engine. I mean, with a mile stretch going on.
Yeah, it
did not run.
Are you sure? You didn't try. It was an Indian. It was worth $100,000. We just threw it away. No,
Indian motorcycle.
Yeah, Indian motorcycle.
Sure it's clear.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because you could have found the Paisaw bird.
Alive or remains,
or
because
I
don't know if I'm scared or
a lot of years, a lot of floods,
a lot of birds.
Yeah, we like to think that a lot of that was not intentionally put out there.
Right.
It just circumstances, right?
It really helps the demeanor and the attitude, as opposed to, who threw this syringe down here, to think, the flood washed the syringe up here.
Safety note, if you do find any drug paraphernalia, drop a pin on your phone, let us know, and we have IDOT or the police come and get it.
It is amazing, the things.
A lot of meth shake bottles.
It's amazing the things you find out there. But, I'm not casting aspersions on anyone other than the people throwing their trash on the ground. So, all you people, come on. So, again, I'm trying to bring this up as the big encouragement that, hey, man, I know a lot of people are going to come to this party. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there all day, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be really late and tired at the end, but it's going to be fun.
Well, we're really trying to encourage more recreation on the river. I mean, that is a big part of what this is all about, is teaching people. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers are going to be there talking about water safety. We've got the St. Louis Kayak and Canoe Club that are going to be talking about, activities to get people out in the waterways. And we actually have the Mississippi River Water Trail Association that is doing a big, what are they calling it, the Great Rendezvous?
The inaugural Great River Rendezvous.
Yeah, so you can choose 3 different routes, either 3 miles, 6 miles, or 12 miles upriver on the morning of the festival, and we're your finish line. So you'll have actual safety experts, with you along the way. So we're just really trying to encourage people, if you know what you're doing and you have some education, it is totally safe to be out there paddling and boating and fishing and doing whatever you want to do out there.
What about the bull sharks?
I don't know about what to do about that.
There's only been 2 or 3.
Look, hey, we need to get rid of the Asian carp somehow. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm not saying it's all, hey, at least I believe, I don't know for sure, but I would believe that the bull sharks came here naturally, in the sense that they've been coming up from the mouth and slowly getting used to as opposed to other entities that are just brought from somewhere and dumped, that should have never made it to this particular ecosystem.
The Asian carp are definitely an issue in our river.
Oh yeah, the state has a huge problem with me being here. I was not I was brought here and dumped, and I don't belong. I've been messing up this ecosystem for years.
To be fair, it was actually in farmers' ponds where they started.
Is that where it started? Yes. Yeah, and I assume, but still brought here, probably by somebody. Yes. And again, and I don't know for sure, but my understanding is that the bull sharks did at least start at the mouth of the river and slowly just get used to the fresh water, which I don't know if you've ever been to the mouth of the river, but I'm going to tell you, it's always like so brown as it gets into that crystal clear Caribbean, and you girls are helping that. It's always going to be the muddy Mississippi, but we don't need to see coolers and refrigerators and things floating down there. So big props to you for 18 years of doing this. The party in itself is a huge undertaking and a lot of work. But big props on all the river cleanup, because that is where the true difference is being made.
Thank you.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's been
all
really
our
cool to see it
volunteers,
grow.
really.
Yeah, it's the community,
Yeah.
really. People show up to pitch it. It takes about 100 volunteers to pull this thing off. So.
Oh, at least. Yeah. And that's just for the festival. For the cleanup,
Right.
we've actually, because it's, I don't want to jinx it, but maybe we are working our way out of a job. We've gone from 100 down to now we only allow 50 volunteers because
Really?
you just don't find that many large items anymore. You're picking up the small plastic and styrofoam that people are just carelessly shoving out their windows, or I don't know how they're dropping it.
I think
it seems ridiculous.
I don't
to
think
me.
plastic hurts our world. I think it's fine. I think we should just cover it all.
Eat it. That'll make it
I
disappear.
think we are. Unfortunately, I think we are eating it. Let's not go there.
Somebody made a big 3D printer, and it's just going to be our world soon. Anyway, so
Yeah, the plastic only hurts when they wrap our food in it.
oh yeah, no, it's fine. It tastes good. It's I don't know. I have to say everything sarcastically because there's no other way to say anything except for when I said thank you. There was no sarcasm in that.
Right.
Well, thank you.
So, tell us more about Earthtones. What can we expect? What so the party, the music kicks off at noon. What time does the festivities begin in general?
Or better yet, what time do you guys got to get there to start setting up? Midnight?
Oh gosh,
yeah,
We'll be there all day tomorrow.
All day
and
until about midnight tomorrow.
I was gonna
And
say, that's a
then
lot
back
of
again
stuff.
in the early morning until midnight tomorrow night or Saturday night.
Yeah, don't come down early. It's going to be a
Please
zoo
don't.
getting 130 vendors set up all
Exactly.
in the same time. But yeah, I mean, we've just got so many great agencies that are excited to share, their missions with everybody. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to learn about how you can live a more sustainable life. There'll be information about solar and how to get energy audits on your home. We have all sorts of even governmental agencies. IDOT is bringing a booth down to collect public input on how we can make our transportation system across the state more eco-friendly and things. So, I mean, people are starting to look to events like this to really have public engagement and learn about what's important to people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and we've got a really strong history too. So we have several different agencies that will be and organizations that will be talking about the importance of our river and its history. So we'll
We've
have
got
the
Audubon
Interpublic-
Center. Yeah.
oh yeah. And
Interpublics. We've got the Alton Museum History and Art. We'll have Alton Landmarks Association, and gosh, even looking to the future, we'll have Alton Works. So
so there you go. I mean, it's just a day, like you say, filled with a chance to engage in a more eco-friendly way to live, to educate yourself, and then to get entertained later.
Yeah, you never know what information of this might just spark you, and then later on you're like, oh yeah, I need to pull out that person's card. There's a great new group called the Great Rivers Prescribed Burn Association. If you're not familiar with that, prescribed burns are a really good way to keep the health of the ecosystem. If you own property,
I got a card. I get prescribed burns all the time, man.
Yeah,
I've had a medical card since they came out, man.
prescribed burn. That's great.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? Yeah, I heard.
Talking about actual fire.
Oh yeah.
invasive species removal and techniques.
Controlled burns is what I thought
Yes.
those were called. Okay, prescribed burns,
Prescribed-
controlled burns.
Prescribed and controlled.
Yeah,
Yes,
there you
they're
go,
both.
there you go.
Yeah, we know your burning's way out of control.
And Ducks Unlimited will be there to talk about their different ecosystem projects. They've got one just upstream on the Illinois River of Grafton, and it's really trying to take a bite out of the floodwaters. I mean, the wetlands are what actually filter a lot of those backwaters through. So if we can open up more land, let it flow there instead of pushing it downhill, downstream, into Grafton itself, ruining people's livelihoods.
Sure.
That is a much better way to deal with floodwater. We also have our Confluence Conservation Awards. We've been doing those probably since 2011, so maybe just the last 12 years. And this year, we're super excited because they're all females that are into sustainable agriculture and feeding the community in a very healthful way.
Good.
So, we have Crystal Stevens of Flourish. We've got Maggie Mahoney of Alton Yard Farms and Carol
And of the
Furker.
Big Z.
And the Big
Maggie
Z. She
Malone,
works
yeah.
here too, yes.
Yes, that is true. Yep, Carol Ferker is with Willoughby Farms in Collinsville. They've put a demonstration garden and have a lot of different pollinator gardens within that as well. So definitely stop by the main stage at 3 o'clock. We want to celebrate these three and go into just a little bit of what they do, and hopefully that will inspire other people that might not know, young people, might not know what they want to do, never even thought about gardening and farming and what working the land in a sustainable way really means.
It will change your life.
Yeah.
Start growing your own food.
Oh, absolutely.
It changes
Yeah.
your life for real, man.
And it is.
You'll feel so much better. All those pains will go away. For real.
Well, if you feed yourself real food, but I mean,
Yeah.
if I like eating plastic flavored cheese.
Well, that's cheese food. That's not even cheese.
Processed cheese food.
I said, cheese flavored plastic is what I meant to say. I said it wrong. I
Try
said
some-
plastic flavored cheese. I meant cheese flavored plastic. Both of them are good.
Fresh.
Talk about the festival food.
That's where I was thinking. We should totally go there.
We do have some great restaurants and local food trucks and such that all go by our green guidelines as well. There won't be any styrofoam containers or
Nice.
anything like that at our event. We've got a wonderful lineup of food and beverage. Old Bakery Beer Company, of course, is going to be there with all of their libations and some food.
A shout out to them. They last year we were tearing down the stage at the end of the night. It was late it was late,
Yes.
Yeah.
and we were very we had run out of supplies, and they stopped by and just dropped off what they had left, just gave it to us.
Isn't that
Said,
sweet?
Yeah, it was. They saw us working on their way out, and they just drove up and said, "Here, you guys have this."
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
and we were at the point where we needed it.
Got you through the rest of the night.
Oh yeah, we were like, well, I'm dry. So, and this is super awesome to have.
I was going to
is.
say, you better
It's
enjoy
wonderful.
those. There won't be any leftovers of those. Those are going to go quick.
No. They'll probably sell out of those pretty
That's
quick.
the Earthtones IPA for the listeners.
I'm sure.
Not the viewers.
I'm sure Sarah's going to pick up some just to put back and never.
She'll probably be hitting the.
I'm not a hops girl,
The Barry
honestly.
Garcia.
I'm going to be at Gentlin's on Broadway booth. They have a Barry Garcia cocktail that is just primo. It is fantastic. So that's my drink of choice. And he is also bringing some Asian pot stickers with Thai peanut sauce to sell that night. So that's probably going to be my dinner as well.
Is the Barry Garcia, is that vodka based?
I believe.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause it sounds.
It's delicious.
It
It's
sounded
full of cherries.
It sounded delicious as soon as you said it.
We're hoping he brings more this year because it's sold out.
Well,
Way too
but I assumed you would at least grab a 4-pack of these just to have sitting
heck
on a
yeah.
shelf somewhere. So.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, just as a trophy.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So
We got a couple other local restaurants that are participating as well. We've got CJ's Juicery, who's going to be down there doing fresh pressed juice. We have got 2 different Mexican options, both Taqueria Los Toros and Taqueria Maya. They're doing both completely different things, so you will be able to get any sort of
Wide
Mexican
assortment,
anything,
yes.
that your heart desires. We've got Lulu's Shaved Ice bringing their food truck down there to do shaved ice for everybody. Of course, Big Boys Q and Southern Soul. He's with
yeah.
us every year doing all the great barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Team Honduras from
They've
the
been there forever as well.
yeah, United Main Street Methodist Church, I believe it is. That's their fundraising to
Street
go and do their
corn
missions in
and walking
Honduras.
tacos.
awesome.
Good
Rye
stuff.
bread.
Yeah. Flourish Farmstead is actually going to be doing some food as well. We've got Moe's Street Sweet Treats. Dorothy's going to be riding around on her trike with all of her ice cream and stuff.
Yep.
She's amazing.
I saw her down at the Alton Thursday market, night market.
Night market.
I kept saying Alton market. I'm like, that is wrong. What is it? Oh, yeah, it's at nighttime. Duh. At the night market, she'd be riding around on her trike, and it's really hot.
She
and it's
is
got good
dedicated,
treats.
hard
Oh, yeah.
worker.
Oh yeah.
And it really wouldn't be a river festival without fried fish.
Yeah, we've got
yeah, for
Jason
real.
Harrison with Omaze Catering bringing down his fish and fries, so that's going to be a great addition. And also some snacks. So we've got a boba tea vendor for the first time this year, and of course Bubba Grump's smoked pretzels. All of your favorites. You'll be able to come hungry for sure.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So man, I'm hungry now.
Oh, and pig on a wing too. They've got the best sandwiches ever. Oh my gosh. We loaded it up
So
on
now
good food
I've got
this year.
Pink Floyd in my head, and I'm hungry.
Sounds like the munchies to
What are
me.
you doing to me
for
over
real.
here? Most of my life, I've had Pink Floyd in my head and been hungry. So, man, so there you 130. Did you say 130?
130. It's
Yeah.
the largest one ever. We have been
Dumas.
Honestly, we sold out of booth space about a month ago, and we had so many artists that were so upset that they couldn't participate that we went down there and reconfigured and remeasured and figured out how we could fit another 15 booths in and sold those out too. So every piece of art you can imagine under the sun, woodworking, taxidermy. Yeah, right. It's all river themed and all handmade and all environmentally friendly. So yeah, it's not anybody just selling tchotchkes. It's all earth friendly stuff, and you'll just be amazed. Upcycling and that's the whole thing. That's how you get in. You tell us how you upcycle and reuse materials and things like that, and that's what gets you in the door.
Nice. There you go. Oh, man, 18 years of keeping the river clean for us. It's so clean now that they have to move downriver.
Right?
Well, the farther north you go, the cleaner it gets. The farther south you go, the more people have been throwing stuff in there. I mean, that's just mathematics there. I think within 18 more years, we're going to be down to Memphis.
Maybe, that's good. Just take a vacation down and help them
I'm
clean.
just saying.
We don't need it.
I'm saying you're going to have all the big stuff from here to Memphis cleaned out. I'm setting high hopes here, man.
Well, I'm going to Nympho Fest in a couple weeks, right after this, so I'll check it out and let you know.
Hold on, what Nympho Fest? What is
Nympho
Nympho Fest? I miss her. I'm sorry. I was very interested. I was like, tell me more. Where is Nympho Fest? No, Nympho Fest. Okay, and tell me about Nympho Fest. I'm almost as interested.
The headliners are Goose and Jack White, and I mean it's just a huge variety of musicians.
And Memphis. I mean, if you're driving up our, if you're on 55, how do you not stop? One of the shows, I think hopefully the only one that I actually just didn't show up for. I called as the show was starting. I was like, I'm sorry, I was on my way home from New Orleans and stopped in Memphis. I forgot I had things to do.
Good excuse. Yep.
Right. I don't know what else to say except I'm in Memphis. Bye. It's a crazy world. But yeah, Memphis, what a fun town.
Yes.
I mean, when is that?
That is October 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe.
Coming up. So, but September 21st.
Yes.
We know where everyone's going to be.
I would love to share our logo this year, our tagline, theme, if you will, which is emerge and be heard. When you turn 18, there's a lot of new things that open up in your world.
There's a time and a place for everything, and it's called college.
And if you don't have the means or desire to go to college, there are also trade schools and other options out there.
Absolutely.
But there's voting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain things that you're afforded once you get to be 18. You don't get beer, but apparently we get beer.
Right.
Turn 18.
You don't
but
get
it also
beer.
is about the periodic cicadas.
Yeah.
I mean, they emerged.
There we go.
And they were heard.
In
fact,
it's our coming of age year.
It is our coming of age year. We got a cicada right there where Alton is.
Not only were they heard, they're still being heard. I just had another one in my yard, crying out to me 2 days ago.
He's late.
He was a solo guy, but there were.
He's Pigpen's cicada. That's why he's
He's
late.
a big fan of the group.
He was just your style.
I thought he was just on time. But yeah, they were so loud this year that it was hard to have a conversation in my backyard. But it was sort of a beautiful thing to also just sit there and have those vibrations smacking you when you weren't trying to have a conversation. Right. It was a beautiful thing.
Their sound is really cool. I actually really love it.
Yeah. And my yard was infiltrated 3 different times really heavy over the year where one group would hatch and it would just be insane for a week or two, and then a couple weeks later all of a sudden my trees are covered again. And man, it was.
Well, we had the 13 and 17 years.
Yeah,
so,
It was.
And then our regular ones.
I was going to say that there was also the regular one, so it was insane, man. It was awesome.
I was at La Vista Park, and an entomologist came out there. We were doing stuff at our prairie, and he walks up and he said he's looking for a cicada, and we're right in the middle of this. We're like, you don't have to look very far. And he's like, no. There is an actual exotic cicada that had been seen up here, and there was only a few of them, and he was going through certain parts of the woods where they had been reported and was searching for yet another kind of cicada.
Because when they do their dance, exotic cicada dancing is really good.
They go to the Nympho Fest.
Oh, they.
True story.
You are good. You are good.
Zing.
That was
Well,
awesome.
hey, if you like bugs, you really should make sure to check out River City Oddities booth down at MEF.
Yes.
Kaylin is the magical bug pinner. I mean, she collects all of her specimens ethically and everything, but she makes these just framed pieces, glass domed pieces. She just creates this little world of all kinds of stuff like that. Bugs are the
Jewelry as
primary,
well.
but
She's playing God.
she makes like butterfly wing earrings, all kinds of cool stuff. So make sure to get down and see her booth.
And the Sierra Club will be doing a reused craft that will be a periodic cicada. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And it will be clip-on. So hopefully we'll have hundreds of cicadas running around there as well.
And you mentioned Trinity's Way will be down there.
Yes.
Trinity's Way also having an open mic night.
Friday.
Tomorrow.
Ooh, okay.
That is tomorrow. And it's a little later than it used to be. They used to start at 4, now starting at 6 to 9 p.m. at the old Milton School. So get out there and support Trinity's Way tomorrow. Also, Gordo, as you mentioned, Bluff City Grill tomorrow.
Yeah.
7 to 10 p.m. So Gordo is also playing at Earthtones Festival.
He'll be part of
And I
the-
believe Bakers and Hale on Sunday, right? We all should just go on Gordo
Yeah,
tour
let's just
all
go on a
weekend
Gordo
long.
tour.
Is he at Baker's and Hale Sunday? Man, that's right around the corner from my house. That's good. Yeah.
But at Earthtones, he'll be part of the Aaron Kamm sandwich.
You start calling him bread. He's the bread.
That's right.
Enjoy every sandwich, people. It's a
Just
short-
for
it's a
guys
short
that like
ride.
sandwiches.
I am a big fan of the
I
sandwich.
heard.
All right. So what else we got going on Friday night? Anything you want to point out there, Mister? I mean, we got pages and pages of
Yeah,
stuff.
we got
but-
pages and pages.
But anything that you made this list? Tell me, other than the two I just mentioned.
I
anything you
just
want to point
follow
out?
along now. You know, I've noticed that the more I show up at these venues' pages and like their stuff, they've caught on to what we're doing and they post things earlier now. So it's real easy to, just click on one of their pages and find out what's going on in most cases. So now I'm just updating.
They're not making you work so hard.
Yeah.
You had to work really hard in the beginning for this.
I learned how to use Facebook.
Oh, I see. I
What a waste of time.
I still have not.
I'd much rather be cleaning things up and hanging outside. But,
So I see.
I do
one-
want to help the local bands, though. So
I see one here that you've got on, and that is Porch Cafe. They are at
Right.
Bakers and Hale on Friday. They're going to be in here with us next week.
They're
So
so
they
fun.
will be our guest next week. Brent McCarty did not know he was in that band. Man, I go back with that guy to the late 80s, early 90s. He was in those, I guess early 90s. He had one of those apartments behind the mall, and we must have watched Spinal Tap in that apartment. Oh my God. 20 times. I mean,
Sounds about right.
Turn it up to 11.
playing guitar. This one goes to 11. I could work in a haberdashery or something. Anyway, there's so many great scenes on it. But so they're going to be in with us next week.
Matt Tall will be at the Bloody Bucket Saloon on Saturday.
Thank you. There's a good
Matt
one.
Van Vorst, our
Matt's played many different Mississippi Earthtones festivals.
right, yeah.
Yes.
Band.
Yes.
So that's
So Matt T at the Bloody Bucket. Is that what we said?
Yeah, and Mad P
AK
might
the
show up
Bloody
to
Knee
see
Saloon.
Matt T. So if you see Matt Van Vorst, make sure you give him a high five for bringing this show to you
Thanks,
for the
Matt.
9 years now.
Yes,
Pretty cool.
absolutely.
He's been
While
with
we're
us. And
thanking Macias Insurance people, we might as well thank Macias Insurance
That's
for
right.
sponsoring the Mississippi Earthtones
Look at
Festival.
that.
Thanks,
There you go.
Barry.
There you go. Yeah. Thanks, Barry, for sponsoring. The Earthtones and for just being a good guy. Thanks for the insurance.
yeah.
He's the treasurer on the Alton Main Street Board of Directors, if you weren't aware. He really steps up.
I was not aware. I think he's also on the Alton School Board. I mean, he's a very
involved,
busy man in this
yes.
community, and as far as I know, just a downright good guy and a reasonable person. You can't ask for a whole lot more than that.
Truly kind.
So yeah, there you go.
And
Kindness.
he's got a golf cart hookup that he brings down for Earthtones for us to drive around on to save Christine and I's feet. So
Oh, yeah.
thanks for that
yes,
too, Barry.
yes, because I I bought a golf cart because I did a festival without one, and I.
You can't walk the next day. You
can't.
I'm too old for
Miles.
that. I am too old for that. I mean, because days before the festival, you're already walking.
Yes.
You're putting in an insane amount of time on your feet, and so then festival day, it's all day. If you sit down for 10 minutes straight, you're like, what just happened? Because they hate it, but I would always refuse to wear a radio even at my own festival because no, you want me, come and find me. It's because then everybody's just all day. We need you at the gate. We need you at the stage.
It would be mass chaos if we did that.
Well, I mean, we have walkie-talkies.
Yes, we have a whole
We do.
walkie-talkie
And
system.
we have a system,
Yes.
but we only let certain people have them so that we don't get called all the time.
It's like I'm busy.
Because these things will be dead within, matter of no time.
Yeah. If you were using them for every bit of communication, they would be gone.
Yeah.
We should shout out Scott Fanning. Thank you for letting us borrow
There you
your walkie-talkie
There
situation.
you go, man.
We
And-
appreciate you, Scott.
And Fanning at all the festivals. Just
He's a
saw
fixture.
him at the Under the Stars festival out at the gate there. Had to stop in and just sit down and chat with him for a few minutes because don't see him as often as I used to, but always on the festival scene there. What else we got going on?
Well,
Anything?
with the Earthtones going on, I don't know if any other festivals will have any people there.
Nothing compares.
But there are festivals going on.
What
A
do
little
we
farther
got?
away, like the Italian Fest is down in Collinsville this
There you go.
weekend.
Okay.
Always on the third Saturday as well.
And the Balloon Glow, never been able to go
Nope.
to either of those two because they're always on the third Saturday in September.
And the Balloon Glow's over in
Clowning ourselves.
St. Louis. Is that over at St.
Yeah,
Forest Park?
Forest Park.
Yeah, that's been going on. I think when I was a kid, my mom used to go to that thing.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that goes way back. What else we got going on other than Italian
Well, we talked about it
Fest?
last week, the Food Truck Festival down in Wood River on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Very nice. That's down on Ferguson Avenue.
So there you
Yeah, all right.
go.
What else
More,
we got? Here we go.
festivals.
We got a funky beer festival I see here.
That's right.
Funky Fear. Hold on. It is. What does it say there? Fall Beer Fest with Funky Tea Party.
Right.
I'm so dyslexic.
need
I
to
just
know
threw those
more.
words together. Well,
Word
that is
salad.
unfortunately. It looks like Saturday.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, right. The same time, 11 a.m. to 2, and then that's at Global Brew in Edwardsville. I think it's
Edwardsville.
actually
Oh, it's a
in.
great place.
I think it's actually in the park though,
Yeah.
in Edwardsville Park.
There
But
you
Global
go.
Brew putting that on.
Fall Beer Fest and Funky Tea Party. I like the funky tea, man. I am interested in that funky tea. Speaking of funky tea, Psychedelic Symphony is also playing at the Moose. I don't know if those go together or not, but they seem like they should.
Yeah, they're doing the Moose,
Funky Psychedelic Tea Symphony.
playing the Water Buffalo Club in Edwardsville. I mean the Moose Club.
Water Buffalo Club. Oh, hail Fred Flintstone.
I like my Flintstones. Salmon Creek down at Deutsch Village Inn on Friday.
All right, there you go.
And of course, Grafton, everywhere up there.
It's poppin'.
Just have a great time.
Yeah.
With this awesome weather.
Yeah, and as you know, anybody who's wanting to know what's on these 10 pages of gigs that are going on Thursday through Sunday, go to cottonmouth.org. It is the first thing that will come up. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to sift for it. Whatever's happening that day will be on top, and you can scroll down to see the days following that.
Brighton having a festival on Sunday.
Nice.
Captain Geachin, the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
All right, where's that at?
That's a name.
Well, they cleaned up the river. That's why they shoot shrimp.
Right? Where at Brighton is at the
At Schneider Park.
No, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, pages and pages of gigs. However, the one we are talking about mainly tonight is the Earthtones Festival, the 18th annual Earthtones Festival.
Where you can get a Aaron Kamm sandwich with Gordo as the bread.
Gordo, that's some white bread right there, bro.
Had a blast with the Jake's Leg in with this. So was that a couple weeks ago now?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was a day or two ago at least. No,
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And if you're not wiped out at 10 o'clock, we are actually having our official after party at the Conservatory, which is right up the block. Love Caleb and the crew. They always host a wonderful party, great atmosphere.
Yes.
Full of art from the Cooliverse of Mike Snyder. So if you have not been to Alton's Art Bar yet, get there. There's no excuse.
It
Get
is
there.
an amazing location. I mean, you could take the pedestrian bridge from our festival.
You can
it's
walk.
like a walk.
You
just
can,
a short walk.
you can walk over there, and So first of all, we were talking about the great music and art scene. This is one of the places. A huge supporter of original music, and even if original music, you're like, oh yeah, I want to hear songs I've heard before. It is worth walking in this place to see the art.
Yeah.
It's an art gallery. It is the Cooliverse
art bar.
Art Gallery, and it is some of the coolest art. A lot of it music-based art. 90% of it is music. It's something to do with music. So if you're a music fan, it's again, if you haven't checked out the conservatory, this is the perfect opportunity to do so.
I have not heard it. Do you know who's playing the after party?
Do not know that yet.
But we did run into Caleb today and confirm that it is happening.
The secret
It will
band.
be open. But yeah.
You'll have to show up to find out.
Yeah, and this is the you can't come to my amusement park. They don't want to tell you what's there. That makes it more
me wanna
interesting.
come,
It
yeah.
makes it more interesting.
Everybody likes a
Yeah,
secret box
yeah.
to open and see what's
Hey,
inside.
look, here's the thing about the conservatory. Nobody's invited. You guys can't come.
Right.
You can't come. Nobody.
Unless you know the secret passage.
Water buffalo. The secret word for today is clean river.
Or Kamm sandwich.
Camps.
Sandwich or
Either or. We'll get you in.
These are all great. What a great world we live in.
That's right. Cam sandwich with a side of Jake's leg.
Dude, Jake's leg's the dessert here. We're going to start off with the Ahna showing off a salad.
I can't wait to hear about the band.
Oh, and one other thing I wanted to make sure to mention, we are going to have American Sign Language interpreters for Jake's Leg Set,
awesome.
so please spread the word on that.
And the sign language, they've been a part of this for a long time, and I'm not saying they're going to play it, but if they do play trucking, it's worth it just to watch her do some of that.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
they do some interesting sign
Very,
language
very
sometimes.
interesting.
So
They did most of the night markets, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Those
you
were
might have seen it
students
down there.
from SWIC who were actually earning their degree and needed some real world experience. So we
Yeah.
bring them on down and set them in front of the stage, and they just go at it. You can tell they love what they do.
Yeah. Oh, they are so into. They're dancing around. They look like they're having about the best time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so animated. They
yeah.
just get totally into it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The ones that were on stage at the Pride Fest last weekend were amazing. And I
Yeah.
believe that's still the same crew that's coming to ours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Again,
One of my
just
most
one more
memorable gigs was playing down at the riverfront and having one of the signers. And he told us after the show, because all our songs were about weed.
thing. Right.
It's like I can only do this so many times.
That's right. I mean, he kept doing that over and over and over.
I don't understand that statement you made. I can only do this so
Dating
many
myself.
times. I've never heard that. I've never said it. I've never heard it. I don't get it.
And in those days, it wasn't legal, so
Right.
it was a blast.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and he even said, he's like, this is one of the most fun interprets I've ever done, because I had to be more inventive and,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know my words. So.
I wouldn't have had to be that inventive. I would have just acted like myself.
We appreciate your services.
Somehow it would have worked out.
One of our interpreters is actually Vicky Schleter. She's amazing. She was actually an interpreter for the Grateful Dead.
Oh, wow.
She has told me some
nice.
stories, and I'm like, "You're kidding me, right?" She's like, "No, really."
And her son and grandson and her also have an art booth.
Wow,
So
there
they're
you
selling
go.
We need to get her on the show.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, some-
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
pretty fun.
yeah, and
Tell us some stories.
I was going to say, anytime we have someone who's one step from the dead, we're 2 steps from the dead, even with like Terry Roger Jones there, but Scorfina, getting to tour and open with the dead,
Yeah.
play through the wall of sound. Who knew, man?
Right.
Who knew? I had no idea.
Bonnie Bramlett.
Bonnie Bramlett.
She
man,
was
yeah,
on the Festival Express train.
Festival Express with him, jamming with the band and the dead, and what a man. What an amazing little community we have here.
Oh, yeah.
Why there isn't a Bonnie Bramlett statue down next to our boy Miles?
We need one.
She should be next. You're right.
Yeah, she's touched rock and roll more than almost any.
I'm getting
one
goosebumps every
person
time we bring
out
up
there.
Bonnie, man.
Yeah, but she's
The
touched
stories,
rock and
I
roll
know.
more than any one person probably out there.
And this is the home of rock and roll.
And we
Birthplace
act like she
cool.
wasn't. We act like she wasn't even born in this city. The Beatles were excited to get tickets to see her when she played in London,
Exactly.
and we don't have a statue of this
Right.
lady down there. It's just insane.
It might be her. She's pretty humble.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
She's. Well, she wasn't humble when she popped Elvis Costello
Well, no,
in the mouth.
He made a racist remark,
He made a
so he
racist
deserved
remark.
it.
Yeah, you open your mouth, you're going to get socked. At least in Bonnie's world, which makes me love her more.
But you remember she wanted us to talk about local music.
She is a very humble.
It's like, how can we talk about local music with you sitting there? Tell us about George Harrison.
You're the person who introduced JJK, who told Eric Clapton, "Hey, you got to meet JJ Cale. He should do his songs."
Introduced.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I have the goosebumps.
She introduced Eric Clapton to B.B. King.
Yes, yeah, his hero.
Yeah.
She made it happen for Eric.
Oh, he said he fell to his knees and wept.
Who wouldn't?
I know.
I was
wrote a song about that. After.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, and Eric Clapton, wasn't as good of a baby dangler as Michael Jackson. Oh, I'm sorry, that was bad. That was wrong. I'm sorry. No, it's all jokes.
On a better note than that.
It's all jokes. It's all just jokes. No, but seriously. I don't know who we got to talk to, but we need a statue.
The Trophy Mules.
They're
playing Sunday. I always got to find something after you say something like that.
Trophy Mules. They
Trophy Mules are playing down the block on Sunday.
Love those guys. Oh, if I can walk, I'm going to go down there.
There you go. My good.
If you
good
get
friend.
up early enough, it'll be like 2:00. So I know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Another Gordon. My good buddy Jared.
Exactly.
My good buddy Jared Gordon. His son Jake Gordon, along with Owen Weber, going to be a guest here real soon, coming on to talk about their band Olive here in about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. I don't know.
Are they bringing olives?
I don't know. Olive oil. Well, blow me down.
Okay.
Best tagline ever. Popeye's from Illinois. I don't know if you know it. Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah. The artist born right here in Illinois.
I forget the name of the town.
It's where I went to see the eclipse. Chesterfield, Illinois, something like that.
Chester.
Chester, Illinois. Also Superman from Metropolis, Illinois.
Also
and now,
Crazy Chester's from there.
Also,
But they named a town after him.
love it.
Whooping with the fake news. I mean,
I love it. The River Guardians, also from Illinois. Right here in Alton. That's you.
Soon to have their statues.
Again, man. Yeah, we need some more statues around here for sure. So, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For coming down. Sierra Club.
Yes.
Great work. Amazing work done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Everything you're doing down with Main Street and both of you with the river cleanup. Thanks, Sarah.
It just hit me. I don't think we ever introduced our guests.
I'm sorry. I thought I did. I might not.
It's been 18 years. They know who we are.
It's like,
Hopefully they have.
we know them, so I just felt like we didn't have to.
I'm sorry, we didn't introduce our guests. Sarah, meet Christine. Christine, meet Sarah. I have now introduced our guests. They know each other.
We literally answer to each other's names,
It's-
don't
yeah.
think.
It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. So thanks again for all the great work on cleaning the river, all the great work you do in the community in general.
Well, thanks for helping us keep Downtown Alton on the map. I mean, the station is a big part of that, really.
It is amazing that there is. I mean, this town has really started booming. I felt like there was a lull in the music and art scene from like when I was growing up to what's happening now. And maybe I was just out of touch, but it seemed like all the kids were
wrong
playing
circle, maybe.
It seemed like all the kids were playing Guitar Hero instead of playing.
I was,
a lot of karaoke bars and Guitar Hero being played, and not a lot of bands.
DJs.
But now,
Yeah.
a lot of DJs. Which,
I remember that
I mean,
feeling.
there's a room for everybody, but I'm so happy to see all these young bands coming out, and the old guy still kicking Jeff Binsman. No.
Aw, I love Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Me too. So, thanks again for coming down, girls. Much success wished your way. Continued success. It's going to be so much fun.
Excited to have Higher Sound involved. So, you
I-
guys and the crew's
Appreciate
the
you.
greatest to work with. So, thanks for all you bring to the party, too.
Thanks for making it an enjoyable thing to be a part of and a worthwhile cause to be a part of. So, I will see you girls Saturday.
Bright and early.
Yeah, bright and early. So, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks
Don't go to Brighton.
Don't
She means like Alton.
Yeah, don't go to bright and early. Get up bright and early, not bright and early. Thanks to Matt Van Voors of Macias Insurance. Thanks to Alton Music for sponsoring us all these years. And everybody, remember, whatever you're going to do this weekend, get out and support local music and art.